Okay, folks, the paint is dried, and I did a little cleaning. Went ahead and cleaned it up. I wanted to see what it's going to look like before I went back on the camera, see how this was going to work out. Worked out pretty well, actually. I was concerned that that paint was going to blow over and make a mess, but seems to work pretty good. So we'll come over here now and we'll clean off the other part. Go back here on the bench. And we'll clean off the other part here. Down a little more. Whoops. Camera kind of shaky. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean this part off right here. And what you do, or what I do, using the clear as I said, you have to use the outer clear nitrile solvent to do this. And it just dissolves the paint that's sitting on the surface. You see me clean it off here. And put my glasses and my optical enhancers on here. And you just clean the excess off. As I said, it didn't hurt to really just dab it on there because we are going to clean it off. Take your paper towel. Still a little bit excess left on it. Now we have to remember this is fluorescent, so it behooves us to clean it really well. Because believe it or not, if you hit this with a black light, any little particles of paint you left on here, it's going to glow. And I do mean any little particle of it. That fluorescent paint, something else. Okay. Now remember we did the different colors here. They're slightly different, so I'm curious to see how these are going to come out now. Now drown them. Oh yeah. Oh, that's coming out really nice. Oh yeah. Now that paint's a little thicker. But it seems to be coming off pretty good. And we'll take the paper towel, clean it off the best we can. Gotta make sure to stay in the frame here. Move it up a little bit. There we go. I can zoom it in a little more. There we go. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yes, sir. Now we'll move up here to wet. And we'll take the clean the excess paint off of it. You can really see that stuff shining in that camera. It's the solvent. As I said, that's just good old Outer's clear nitro solvent, they call it. Been selling it for as long as I can remember. One of the things I remember as a kid is Outer's nitro solvent. You know, Daddy used to clean the guns with. He'd come back home from hunting. This is what he'd bring out to clean them. But back in those days, the ammunition was a lot nastier, dirtier than it is today. We have a lot cleaner ammo today than we had back in them days. You go out and shoot anything length of time, you had a lot of residual to clean up. A lot of residual powder and whatever was left. I guess the drowning could be cleaned just a little bit more. You don't want to get too indulgent with it, because then you'll start lifting the letters up. It gets too damn wet. And just a little bit of excess on there. Sometimes you have to take your fingernail and scrape off the excess, because it just gets too much in there. There you go. If you have fingernails. Or you can use an X-Acto knife like I just did a while ago. Just very carefully, of course. Alright. Let's zoom back here. That's that side done. For the most part. I'm going to do the cross again when it dries out a little more. It needs to dry. There's a lot of paint in there. So I'm going to probably get my heat gun out and dry it out. I may even do some solving on it to thin it down and reapply it again, because that's very thick in there. And I worry about it too thick. So we'll see. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to move it to the other side. And once again, we'll do the same thing we always do. Oh. Get out the 91% isopropyl alcohol. Not rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Rubbing alcohol's got oil in it. Most people don't know that. That's why it's called rubbing alcohol. Anyway, 91% isopropyl, that's pretty stout stuff. And that'll take off most any kind of excessive oil, grease. Get out another pad here. That thing's got a lot of lint on it. For some reason, those paper towels got a lot of lint on them. Very linty. But these gun patches, not so much. They're pretty clean. They may be stringy, but they got very little lint on them on the back side. The front side is a little fuzzy, but that doesn't really shed. But those paper towels, they shed something fierce. Anyway, it's important that you get all the oil and grease off from the manufacturing process, because these are covered in oil. You may not look like it, but they are. So now that we've got that all cleaned off, got most of the dust off. See where it cleaned off really good. Looks like we're getting a little shower outside. So we're going to start off here with the letters over here. I was instructed he wanted them all in red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with the pink on this side and do in this bright. It really turns. It's pink, but it really turns red. Believe it or not, it says fluorescent pink. Pink fluorescent. When I put it on the gun. Oh no. It's nothing like pink fluorescent. Okay. So, here we are. Here's the lettering on the gun. It's the ST-15. Now, you can't really see it, can you, right now? But watch this. You don't see it now. And what I'm doing is I'm just spreading the paint among it because I know that I'm going to wipe off that excess. And like I said, it really helps to go ahead and get those letters, those characters built. Does not hurt whatsoever to get them nice and full of the paint. No, sir. Not at all. This is the all the spikes lowers all say caliber multi on them, and what that means is that this gun will accept any caliber that will accept the standard AR-15 magazine. That means you can stick any upper on it that will take a cartridge that will feed through this receiver. And that's quite a few. Quite a few. Even the 7.62 by 39 AK-47 round will feed through this with a special, there's a company that makes special magazines that will feed in here, and you can put the AK-47 round in them, and they look like an AK-47 magazine, but they fit in this gun. I know somebody who has one, so that's how I know. He has a picture of it on the internet. It's a hog killer. So we're just going to do this all. There's Mr. Spike's Tactical. We're going to make Mr. Spike's Tactical stand out here. When I'm done, I'm just going to send those guys a video. Over there, I've already talked to them. We're getting on I hope we can get on a very friendly basis. So far, so good. They're a group of people from over there in Apopka, Florida. In fact, there's several gun manufacturers there in the state of Florida. Spikes is one of them. If you go on the internet, you can find out who those other people are. We have several here in the state of Texas. I'm one of them, but I don't have a line of guns just yet, or a gun line, I should say. I'm not a gun manufacturer, quote unquote. But if I were to be one. I already have a name that I would call myself. And, or a logo anyway. Anyhow, here we go with the old Apopka, Florida. Fill that in. Here we go. And fill. I used to live not in this area, but I've been to Apopka. I used to live in the Brevard County area. If anybody wants to know where that is, look it up. Space Coast. They have their own area code, 321. Everybody else, Brevard County has its own special area code, 321, because they're the Space Coast. That's what they were called. Titusville, Cape Canaveral, Cocoa Beach, Indian Harbor, Melbourne, Omaha. Know every stretch of that beach all the way from Sebastian Beach up to Cape Canaveral, as far as you can go up there. Till you hit federal property, you gotta stop. Been up down every stretch of that beach. Anyway, that's back in the day. So here we've got the first part here done, and you can see it's quite. Boy, if that ain't gonna stand out, I don't know what does, boys and girls. I mean, you come on now. Wow, that's gonna really. I mean, whoa, that's gonna really stand out. But anyway, so let's move on over here to the back here to the drown 'em. Let's see, we have to move. Oops, lid in the way here. Move it on over here. There we go. Get her in the camera. There we go. Now, same thing as before. Just fill them letters up. Fill them characters up. Get her done. As the old boy said. Okay. Drown 'em. A waterboarding instructor lore. From the crazy guys at Spike's Tactical. I remember when their first rifles came out, we were all like, "Oh man, these guys are something else." But they were bad rifles from the day one. Tell you that right now. People that own the factory Spike's Tacticals made at Spike's, you know, they'll tell you. They had traded for love and money. No, sir. They're tough. I mean, it's mil spec plus, let's put it that way. And when you go custom like I do with the drop-in triggers and, you know, the high-end bolt carrier groups that I use, I mean, come on. You ain't gonna find that in the military. They won't let you modify their guns like that. At least as far as I know, they won't. I mean, maybe for special ops they'll let you modify them, but as far as I know, you got to keep them stock. And them stock triggers on them guns just suck canal water. I want to tell y'all right now. Sorry about that, but they just do. They're terrible. Red fluorescent. I'll guarantee you, when I stick that on there, you go, that ain't red. Well, yes it is, but when it goes on this black background, it changes colors. It almost becomes fire orange, what I call it. Not really quite orange, but a fire orange. What I used to call a fire orange. And the dry will be the green. We'll do that also here. Do them all at once on this side. So we'll be handing this over to get built into a gun shortly. I don't know how long it'll take. I'm curious to know how long it's going to take him to get the parts, because I'm still waiting on mine. I'm like, okay, how do you get your parts quicker than me? I want to know. Go order them from me. I'll pay you. Jesus. I ordered my upper and I ordered the upper and lower. I ordered the upper on the 25th of June, and it's now almost, yeah, it's almost 30 days. So we'll see. We'll see. Can't rush these folks. They got a whole, they're just swamped. Every one of these guys in the business, in the gun supply business, gun parts business, Midwest, just sent out an email with the biggest gun salespeople. They give the NRA millions of dollars every year. They're one of the largest gun, online retailers. They just sent out an email apologizing to all their customers because they can't fulfill their orders. Now look, folks, when you hear that, somebody better start paying attention. Because that speaks volumes to people like me and other folks that are sitting here paying attention going, whoa, wait a minute. Nobody can even buy gun parts, ammo? Well, I've heard you can buy it from some places, but if you find a place that you can, you better get yourself some right now. Better get it while you can. My brother told me something about Camping World, but I don't know. I haven't gone out there and looked. But all the other major gun places, they're just like back order, back order, back order. So, we'll let the paint dry on this side right here. As you can see, let's roll back a little bit. We'll let the paint dry on that puppy. Got a little more drying to do there. I kind of like to get it a little dry, and then we'll clean that up, and she'll be pretty much ready. I don't know what else he wants to do on it, but that'll be, pretty much ready to go. So, we'll come back as soon as this baby gets ready to clean up. We're back. The paint's had enough time to dry, so we're going to put on the optic enhancers here again and get out our solvent again. And we'll zoom in here on it and try to hold it in place as we clean it. Can be a little tricky. Start right here. Whoops. Start right over here. See if we can get more of it on here. big old camera doesn't move too smoothly sometimes. So let's start over here with the Spikes Tactical. And the model number and all that. Oh yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Yes, sir. Just keep going at it with the solvent, and to get all the surrounding paint around the letters off. Sometimes it can take a while depending upon how much you really float on there. Using the solvent is kind of a learn as you go process, not get too much, don't get enough. If you don't get enough, you don't get it off. If you get too much, it loosens it all up and pulls it up out of the thing, which it will do. Which it will do. I'll get some more here to dry it. Get a few dry ones here just to dry it off. Oh yeah. That looks real good. Oh yeah. Yes sir, that looks real nice. I'll do the back end here. Oh yeah. I meant to do the water. There's a H2O up here, and I'm going to do that in blue. Just because I have a watery blue here I'm going to do. And I didn't show that earlier, but the beginning of the serial number on this gun is H2O. I thought that was pretty cool. H2O. Yes, sir. Wow, that looks pretty good. That looks really good. I like that myself. That came out really well. I didn't get my black light out, but this will fluoresce. Oops. There it is. Let me get my black light out a second. Okay, we're back. And boy, will you look at that. I didn't show y'all cleaning the other part. Is that glowing or what? Let me zoom back on it here a little bit. That's too much here. Whoop. There we go. Now, and we hit her with the light. You can also see if I left any spots loose. Now let's turn it over on the other side and see what she does. Whoo! I mean, Wow. I'm going to do a little more cleaning up on the Waterboard Instructor cross. But boy, does that ever glow. Will you look at that? Hold on here. Oh man. This thing is really, ugh. The only thing bad about this big old camera, it's really kind of hard to manipulate. Yeah, you can see what happens when I put that on there. And that really lights up. See it light up when I hit it with the black light. But yeah, so there's the Waterboarding Instructor. There's a Spikes Tactical Waterboarding Instructor, all ready to go. I'll paint it up. This will be turned into a AR shortly from my brother. He's decided he's going to keep it for himself. So, there you go. The Spikes Tactical Waterboarding Instructor. Look it up at your local gun store. Go to the Spikes Tactical website. This is something new they just came out with apparently. There's several other Spikes Tactical. There's some other cool strip lowers out there if you want to build your own gun. Just go out there and look for AR-15 strip lower, do a search. All kinds of them. Spikes is one of them. There's several different companies. Yeah, everybody has one. I don't hear it here, but Davidson Defense is another company I do business with. They have strip lowers. Arrow Precision from here in Texas. They have strip lowers. So yes, we're going to be doing the, like I said, the Buccaneer will be finished here soon. We'll have that done. And hopefully we can, if the upper comes in here shortly, we'll have the complete Buccaneer done, hopefully. We'll see what happens. But for now, this is Tommy Gunn signing off. Like, subscribe please, comment, all that YouTuber stuff. And have a great day. Thank you.